What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Knockstiff Golf. I'm Kyle. I'm just a fellow golf addict that happens to live in Anchorage, Alaska. When I'm not out on the course playing golf, you're going to find me sitting right here talking about it. So on today's video, we're going to tackle the topic of the dreaded training aids. Now, I really am not a big fan of training aids for the most part. I thought it'd be a good refresher to kind of go over the few of the things that I actually use during the wintertime that keep me engaged and keep me swinging, putting, and chipping. This is not the end-all be-all. If you have training aids or things that you do during the winter that work for you, please continue to do them. I'm just going to go over what I happen to use and seem to work for me. Let's start from the putting aspect. Putting is something in the wintertime that as long as you have a flat surface and a quarter, a cup, a pint glass, whatever it may be, you can work on putting. A lot of times you can get way too into the weeds with all these different gadgets and tools to add to your putter and $150 putting mats to putt into. If that's what you like, go for it. But let me go over a couple things that I use for my putting. So this is something that I've had for a while now. This is the Putout Trainer. Opens up just like this. Allows you to have kind of a hole target to putt at. And then you also have this hole right here. Now, when you hit the putt at the perfect speed, it should sit in this hole perfectly and stop. It's very hard to do, actually. I find that I do it mostly from 3 feet or 4 feet, but once you get out to like 12 feet or so, it's actually very challenging to do. But then they also have this little thing that you can pop up there and just make it a ramp that comes back to you. And from my understanding, the theory behind this is however far it rolls back to you is how far it would have gone by the hole. Could be wrong about that, but this is something that I've had for a long time now, almost since they first came out. What's nice about it is it folds up really easily into just kind of a flat thing that you can just toss in your golf bag. It's got nice grip on the bottom that you can bring it to the greens in real life, or you can use it in a carpet or any situation that you have a flat surface and work on your putting and kind of have a built-in ball return. So again, that's Putout. Check them out. Secondly, this is something that I had from Putout as well that I got last season that I did a video on that I'll link up above and down below. A lot of times you'll see a lot of the tour players using some sort of putting mirror or warming up with one. And I think those are great. It's something that you don't necessarily have, and it's not something that you have to attach to your club or anything that you can't do on the course. This is just to make sure that your eye alignment is properly in place. So this carrying case comes out. You have the putting mirror right here. Nice tread on the bottom as well, so you can bring that anywhere you want. But the nice thing about this, and I try not to get the reflection here too much, but it's got little grooves right here that allow you to put these little gates. So you'll see a lot of PGA guys working on drills with putting gates and stuff like that to make sure their strokes coming through in the angle they want it to. And that's super important. So let me slap these on here real quick to show you what I mean. So just like that, you can put this on there and you can shrink these down to make it more difficult depending on the size of your putter, whatever it may be. And this is a good thing. You just throw it down, putt through the gate, and work on making more putts. So this mixed with the other Putout training aid is something that I love to set up during the winter time and actually try to give myself a goal of either making a certain number of putts into maybe a cup, or I'll try to get them to stop in that perfect slot that the Putout has, and that lets me know that I rolled the perfect putt. So if I can do 10 of those or something in a putting session, I know that I'm getting it down, and it's a good finishing goal to have. One other thing in there is it actually comes with a gate that you can put down and actually get the ball started on the right line. That's what this thing is for, and you can move this around to wherever to set it up. And it all comes in this like handy little bag that you can take with you, slide it right into your golf bag if need be, and you can carry it to the course wherever. I've brought it to my Sim League nights before, so I let everybody try it out, but it's a great little product by Putout, and I highly suggest it. Next, let's move on to chipping. This was something I mentioned in a previous video that was probably my weakest part of my golf game over the past couple years because I've been working so hard on my full swing. Well, I browsed Instagram for a little bit and I was looking at what a lot of people were chipping on, and this is probably the most popular one you'll see on there is the Rocket Golf brand, and it's kind of just like a skee ball net. It's got the metal legs to kind of keep it upright and these little foam balls, which are great for just chipping around the house, the garage. I put it in my backyard when I'm barbecuing. That's just something that you will get to learn how to use the bounce of your wedges a little bit better, especially when you're chipping off something with not a lot of forgiveness on it. So you got to learn how to use your wedge properly. And that's something I spent a lot of the winter time doing last year, is just hitting a ton of little chip shots all over the place. I won't say it paid dividends this year, but I certainly chipped a lot better than I had in previous years. So now we're going to move to the full swing, which brings me to the Watson Golf Hanger. This is something that I've had for roughly 2.5 years, maybe almost 3 years now, it feels like. Originally, I started off with a right-handed version of this, and I made it work with my club. So I'll give you guys a close-up of this. Essentially, it's a club head right here. So it attaches to the shaft of any iron, driver, whatever it may be. What the Watson Golf Hanger does, it allows you to kind of match up your club face with a club face of an actual club. And so during your swing, you're able to make sure that the club face, just by looking up at this one, you'll be able to see where the club face is in your swing, and making sure that this part right here remains against your forearm. You'll know if you're cupping your wrist, it will not be attached, or if you're too bowed, it will be pushing into your forearm. So there's a couple different ways to use this. I've really liked this tool because it's something that you can strap to a club and actually hit balls with and kind of get some instant feedback on what you're doing during your swing versus just seeing it on video. So this has always got my vote. Again, that's the Watson Golf Hanger. So one of the last things I think you can invest in, just kind of going back, is a putting mat that you're able to, especially if you have hardwood floors in all of your rooms like I happen to have right now. I invested in a putting mat from Amazon. I've seen them anywhere from $20 to $200, or if you want to go for a birdie ball one, even more. It's just nice to have something that you can roll up, move to a different room. Say if you want some quiet time, put on some headphones and putt in private, or if you want to just bring it out in the garage and smoke a cigar while you're putting around, whatever you may do. I think it's a good investment, and then you mix it in with some sort of hole that you're going to putt at, whether that's a cup, a quarter, a tee, a pint glass, again, whatever it is. We all have the things that we typically do. What's really important about a lot of these items is you really want to find what works for you. Maybe this putt out thing works for me, and it does, and I've used it for a while now, but let's say you get that and it doesn't really inspire you to practice, and you're not having that urge to do it. Well, you need to find something that makes the practice fun again. So a lot of times that's why we're not practicing during the winter, because it's not as good as real golf. We just have to accept that, and we have to find a way to kind of trick our brain into having fun doing something else. So again, I'm not a coach, I'm not a swing coach, I'm not a pro by any means. This is just stuff that I've noticed has worked for me in the past. So guys, this is just a few things that I think might work for you as well. You can try some of these out. I'll leave some links to them down below. Please like, comment, subscribe down below if you haven't already. Please get entered into the giveaway that I'm doing for the Bandon Dunes stuff. Most of you already know what it is, but the Lion Loft Bandon Dunes print, and then also the Dream Golf signed by Mike Kaiser. Get on that video, leave a relevant comment, and you'll be entered. Guys, as always, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.